5G is the latest networking technology for connected devices, promising speeds up to 100 times faster than 4G, and 10 times faster than home broadband. It's not all about speed, though. A more ubiquitous and responsive between 1 millisecond and 10 milliseconds, compared to 4G's 40 to 60 milliseconds, network are also planned, enabling connected devices like autonomous vehicles, drones and even artificial limbs. That network will be enabled by new infrastructure, which will need to be installed across the country over the next few years. This technology will operate at a higher frequency than existing networks, enabling the speed and bandwidth of 5G but limiting its range, requiring many more base stations to cover the same area as a single 3G or 4G mast. 5G phones won't be launched until next year, and the infrastructure isn't expected to be in place before 2020 at the earliest, although there are plenty of trials taking place, as well as a spectrum bidding war. Check back here frequently for all the latest 5G news. Scientists at the Tokyo Institute of Technology have developed a tiny 28 GHz transceiver meant for capable of establishing a stable high-speed 5G communication. The 18th of June 27 Qualcomm and Chinese phone maker Vivo are working together on new 5G antenna technology, integrating both sub-6 GHz and 28 GHz mmWave antennas into a commercial smartphone. They tested performance at Qualcomm's antenna lab in San Diego. Low frequencies, such as sub-6 GHz, provide wide coverage, while high frequencies enable higher speed and lower latency. The 18th of June 20 Vodafone has announced that it will start 5G trials later this year, at more than 40 sites in Birmingham, Bristol, Cardiff, Glasgow, Liverpool, London and Manchester. The company is also talking to enterprise customers, to test 5G applications like AR and VR in offices, factories and hospitals. The trials will begin between October and December. The 18th of June 19 only just over half, 53%, of UK users of mobile internet users in the UK are satisfied with the speed that they are getting. A survey by IHS market company RootMetrics has shown. These findings counter industry cynicism about the need for 5G investment, says the firm. Almost 80% of respondents said that they would pay more for higher speeds and reliability. The 18th of June 14 3GPP has approved the standalone SAW specifications for 5G Release 15, complementing the non-standalone release last from November. The SAW release enables independent deployment for 5G new radio, but does not include the extremely low 0 to 5 milliseconds latency that has been hyped as one of the technology's main draws. The 18th of June 13 scientists at the Tokyo Institute of Technology have developed a tiny 28 GHz transceiver, designed to be capable of establishing a stable high-speed 5G connection. The device, in a 4 mm by 3 mm circuit, uses beam steering to guide the main lobe of the radiation pattern, instead of RF phase shifters. The 6th of December 18 Ericsson, in its new mobility report, claims that 5G networks will be launched this year, but that Europe will lag behind the rest of the world. Half of all mobile connections in the US will be 5G by 2023, it says, along with a third in Northeast Asia, but only a fifth in Western Europe. The company says that regulation and competition will hold 5G back in Europe, while others have blamed market fragmentation and a prolonged focus on 4G. Also today, Ofcom has announced the radio spectrum bands that it thinks should be prioritized for global 5G use. They are the 26 GHz, 37 to 43.5 GHz, and 66 to 71 GHz bands, as well as potentially 32 GHz. The issue will be discussed at the WRC19 Conference next year. The 6th of June 18 Deloitte has released its report, conducted for the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, on the economic and social impacts of 5G. The report concludes that mobile broadband, especially at 5G speeds, has provable economic and transformative benefits, but also that the technology needs further development. The 6th of June 18 will launch a live trial of 5G services this year. The company will push this scheme live at 10 locations in London's Tech City area this October. Mark Alera, CEO of Ioner BT's consumer business, said that the trial will be a big step forward in making the benefits of 5G a reality for our customers. The 18th of May 31 he has responded to O2's claims below, calling them misleading. Head of Network Communications Howard Jones told us that the telco's 5G network will feature much faster speeds and lower latency than existing 4G, but will need further development to reach the speeds in 0 to 5 milliseconds latency necessary to enable applications like driverless cars. The 18th of May 29 an O2 UK spokesperson has warned that any version of 5G launched prior to 2020 would lack essential capabilities. This is because it would be based on an earlier version of the standard, Release 15, due in June, with the final version, Release 16, not scheduled until December 2019. Any UK operator launching 5G before 2020 would be using a light version for 5G, the spokesperson told 5g.co.uk. Release 15, for example, does not include super low latency or the capabilities to support autonomous driving. The 18th of May 24 Qualcomm has announced what it says is the industry's first 5G new radio solution for small cells, which are expected to be important to 5G networks. OEMs can use the FSM100XX solution to reuse their soft and hardware designs across new sub-6 and mmWave products. Qualcomm will begin sampling next year. The 18th of May 23 CommCenter, a US-based multi-university research project, is looking at a successor for 5G, despite the industry insisting that a sixth-generation standard will not be needed. The group is examining very high-frequency transmissions, up to 330 GHz, much higher than the 3.4 to 3.8 GHz used for 5G. That means more speed, but even more pronounced problems with range, signal blocking and packet loss. Speeds, though, could reach up to 10 terabits per second. The 18th of May 21 a consortium of 20 companies have completed the EU's Horizon 2020 project, a 3-year effort to develop an integrated 5G backhaul and fronthaul transport network called 5G Crosshaul. The network is able to flexibly interconnect distributed 5G radio access and core network functions, hosted on in-network cloud nodes. It has been trialed in experiments across Europe and Taiwan. The 18th of May 17 a trial by BT, Verizon, Ericsson and King's College London has shown how 5G technology can be used in emergencies. In the first test, a drone was sent instructions over a 5G connection using Ericsson's network slicing technology between BT and Verizon's networks. It then proceeds to the supply drop location, guided by a software control system and ground-based markers. In a second demonstration, the drone was shown providing real-time video surveillance to a remote location, enabling people at that location to make more informed decisions. The drone uses the same 5G radio connection as the first demo, but connects to Verizon's US networks to receive mission details. This demonstrates the possibility of temporarily deploying networks abroad in emergency situations. The 18th of May 15 BT CEO Gavin Patterson plans to get the drop on rivals by launching 5G in 2019, a year ahead of the government's commercial rollout plans. He told analysts in an earnings presentation, "We will look to have a commercial 5G product launched in the next 18 months. BT's owner had an early start in 4G, but UK competitors like Vodafone are unlikely to want to repeat that situation in 5G, so we may see a revision to their plans, too." The 18th of May 14 UK cities are competing to win a £100 million infrastructure investment from the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport as part of its 5G testbed and trials program. Recently discussed at the 5G Summit in Glasgow, see below, the fund will be used to install infrastructure to support 5G trials. Applications close on the 5th of June, with a winner chosen by the end of July. The 18th of May 14 the University of Surrey's 5G Innovation Centre has announced its first 7 SME technology partners, chosen through their involvement in its testbed program. The university says that the move aims to widen the 5G opportunities available to smaller enterprises. The companies are Blue Wireless, CBNL, Carnality, Eptomical, Astatum, Lime Microsystems and Paramus. The 5th of September 18 is part of a consortium investigating autonomous vehicles in Leeds. The city will begin testing self-driving pods in the South Bank area later this year. Consortium member AQL, which holds 5G test licenses in the UK, will build the required communications infrastructure. Other members include Gulf Oil, the University of Leeds and Bradford City Councils. The pods will be based on the Westfield pod, which Heathrow Airport has used since 2011. The 5th of August 18, while England was languishing in sunny bank holiday weather, 5G progress continued on the continent. Deutsche Telekom has turned on 5G mobile data in Berlin, deploying 6 antennae in the city center using the new radio (NR) standard. Additional 70 cells are planned to be added over the summer. In France, Nokia has been testing 5G calls on the 3.5 GHz frequency band with Telco SFR. The trial was also accomplished using the NR standard, with Nokia technology like the AirScale radio platform. The 5th of March 18, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers (IEEE) has announced that it will hold its 5G summit in Glasgow on the 14th of May, where delegates will discuss the potential and challenges of the technology. Speakers will focus on the latest trials, standards and deployments, as well as how 5G can be used in verticals like farming and health. Cisco, Nokia, Vodafone, Qualcomm, University of Strathclyde, Surrey 5G IC, 5G Innovation Centre, the DCMS and Ofcom are among the attending speakers.